Wow, stories.
Let me start off by saying that this was the woman of my dreams. We have been married for over 3 years, and besides something at the beginning, I'll explain. I feel that it has been a mostly healthy relationship. Weekly date nights, helping with chores, take turns cooking, etc. Incident 1. Our first major problem was right before our first anniversary. My wife got upset that my ex had pictures of her and I, prom pictures, on her Facebook page. Still, this was an ex that I was with for a year when I was 16, so a long time ago. This escalated into a "you don't love me, you love her" petty fight. But this petty fight escalated when she punched me in the chest a few times, when I tried to give her a hug to settle the issue. This caught me off guard, but I told her that I won't take being hit, as abuse and cheating are the big no's in a relationship. She apologized and reminded me how she was abused as a child, and that she is still learning how to resolve issues without violence, but that it wouldn't happen again. I figured since I'm 60 plus pounds and a foot taller, I'd just let it go, and I thought it was resolved. Incident 2. Skip forward to about a few months ago. When I thought everything was good, she started getting upset at me for small things like not taking the trash out right away. But once I fix one problem, there's always a new one to pop up. My last one was when I accidentally rewashed a load of laundry because it was placed on our dirty laundry bin, so I thought it was dirty. I got screamed at for about 15 minutes about wasting laundry detergent. These issues then escalated to what I feel is controlling, when she said that I can't game later than 11 p.m. because she can't sleep without me next to her. I tried being understanding, but I let her know that there would be some nights that I'd be up late with the boys, but that's like a once-a-month thing. She said it was fine, but a few weeks later, while I was gaming at 11:45 p.m., she started slamming doors and stuff. When I asked what happened, she told me to stop putting others as my priority instead of her, and then started punching my chest again. I told her to quit the hitting and to chill. She would tell me that she didn't hit that hard, and that I need to be a man and take it. She would later apologize the next day for getting mad, and I thought it was all back to normal. For some context, I'm a full-time student and full-time employed as well. She also works full-time. We agreed to do this so I can graduate quicker and then we can move to a bigger, not college town. I usually have one day off a week, where I will take her on a date such as hiking, movies, park, or wherever. These dates last most of the day. I usually game 1 to 2 hours every other day, maximum. I try to leave notes around the house to let her know how much I love her, which she used to do the same till about 4 months ago. I know that I'm nowhere near being a perfect husband, but I do try my hardest because I truly do love this woman. Incident 3. Last week, while I was gaming at 11:05 p.m., she came and smashed my keyboard and then punched my shoulder because she wanted to sleep. I got upset and yelling, told her to stop with the punching, and that I'll go to bed whenever I want, considering I'm a grown butt adult. She just hit me again, yelling that she is justified in hitting me because I abuse her psychologically by getting upset and yelling at her. Although she hit me before I even yelled, she stormed off and apologized the next day. Incident 4. Skip to a few days ago, she got upset at me for bringing her the wrong credit card by accident. I couldn't believe how mad she was at me for such a small and insignificant mistake. But she told me to go sleep on the couch. I gave her a thumbs up and said, gladly. I guess she didn't like that answer because while I was sleeping on the couch, she came in hitting and scratching my arm. I told her to get off of me and that I'm done, that I won't take it anymore. When I saw her face of rage, I felt every feeling that I had for this woman leave my body. I honestly don't know who this woman is. When she saw that I was serious about me being done, she started crying, begging to let her have one more chance, and that it would never happen again. I told her that I would give her one more chance if she won. Did personal therapy to get over her anger issues, childhood trauma, and 2, if we did marriage counseling. She agreed to both. She had her first appointment yesterday, but said that it didn't help much. We have our couples therapy session today, even though she is crying and begging every night for me to forgive her. I still don't feel anything at all. While I want to move on, I don't know if I can. Remember that this is the woman who, for the past 5+ years, I've tried my hardest to fix all of her problems. I hate to see her cry, but now when she cries in my arms, I honestly feel nothing anymore. I don't feel happy or sad. When she kisses me, they feel empty. I need an outside perspective on the situation. From the other posts that I've read, I've seen people comment, "Abuse is never okay, and you must leave now." But then I've also seen on the same post, "As long as they are trying to change, then it's okay." I'm trying my hardest to see her side as well. I get she has some trauma, which doesn't make it okay. But since she agreed to take therapy, I feel like it might be a step in the right direction. But has the line already been too far crossed? My next question is about couples therapy, because I have my appointment today. What are some things I should look for? I have requested that she be the one to explain her anger management issues to the counselor in full detail because I won't accept her minimizing the severity of her escalating violence. She agreed. But I'm honestly just trying to see if this woman actually has any love for me, or if I'm just being manipulated. I'm looking for any hope for this marriage because I honestly don't have any. Worst part is, we're both from very religious families, where divorce is almost never accepted. This would basically mean that both her and my family would ignore us if I were to divorce her. But sadly, that doesn't sound as bad as what I'm in right now. I'm also best friends with my wife's brother, which would obviously end with the marriage. Honestly, I wish she would just leave me instead, because then I wouldn't feel as guilty being divorced. Please ask any questions if you want more context on something. Thank you. Update 1. I'm not sure if this is how I update the post, but I'll just put this here. But I have contacted a trusted family member who has helped me start an escape plan. We are contacting lawyers to see what we can do before she knows that I am serving her divorce papers. Until then, I was told to act normal and not give her any ammunition for later. I also took the negative pregnancy tests that she did yesterday from the trash, dated them, and then saved them in a secret area just in case. But because I need to act normal, this means that I had to go to the marriage counseling session today as to not give her the ability to say he didn't want to fix the marriage and he skipped our meeting. But thankfully it didn't go too bad. The counselor was from the same country as my wife, but although she ignored the abuse part of the case at first, I told her that if this case was reversed, would she be recommending separation? Which she said yes, but maybe it can be fixed. Crazy take in my opinion. The counselor told her that what she was doing was bad, no duh. And then she recommended that we do 3 more appointments. These will not happen. The main thing though is that my wife only told the counselor about 3 times she hit me. When I talked about the 4th, she tried cutting me off and said, "No, that wasn't abuse." The counselor lost it on her for justifying the abuse. I went to a friend's house immediately after the meeting, which I informed her that the boys were having a game night, which was actually me telling everyone what was going on, so that we can be on the same page in case something happened, and I needed witnesses. She said it was fine that I go, but then she tried to FaceTime me 5 times, not a normal call or text, while I was there, which I ignored. She then called my friends a few times as well, which they also ignored. I eventually called her back as I was leaving, so that I could show that I was actually where I was, so she can't say I was cheating or something like that. She said that she checked Find My iPhone, and it said I was in a completely other part of town, a lie. But she just called because she needed mineral water. I said, "So you called me 5 times because you need mineral water? Why didn't you just text me?" Which she said that she was worried about me. But right now I'm about to go home, where I will record our whole conversation in my pocket. I will then get on to game with my friends so that they know that I'm okay. I just bought my wife a trip to go to her country to help her relax first thing Sunday morning. I work from open to close tomorrow, Saturday, so I won't be home. She can kind of sense something is going on, but hopefully not too much. Thanks again for all of the recommendations and help. Please continue to let me know any other ideas, as all of these ideas came from you guys. I will need to delete the app from my phone in case she tries to get into my phone tonight, but I will download it early morning tomorrow. Update 2. While I was already positive that this woman doesn't care about anybody besides herself, I couldn't imagine just how manipulative and toxic she is. I feel like the last time she hit me, I finally had my eyes opened. Last night, I went with the plan that I stated in the first update, and I informed my friends that I would be entering the house, but when I went inside, she confronted me. She asked if we could please talk, because she had something on her mind. I plugged my phone in while voice recording and placed it face down on the table next to me, and said, "Sure, what's up?" I figured maybe she realized just how messed up she has been treating me. Maybe she can finally apologize for harassing without giving a justification. Well, if you thought she did, you would be wrong. She instead told me that she felt uncomfortable that there was a female in my friend group. My friend group of like a year, which it has never been made known that a female until conveniently right now. I asked her if there was a reason why, and she inferred that I was cheating on her. I debunked that theory real quick and told her that I can't believe that she is trying to find some excuse or anything to turn the narrative around. She then got upset and we talked for about an hour. But guess what? In my hour recording of our conversation, I got her to one. Admit that she hit me 4 or more times without any reason besides her feeling mad. 2, and that I did not really shove her, but I instead extended my arms and she fell back. 3, that she doesn't think I'm actually cheating, but she just feels worried. So I guess some positive came from it. Sadly, she wouldn't let me walk away as I was kind of in a corner. But thankfully, I walked away just in time to text my friend that I'm okay. As now 2 hours had passed, my friend was outside of my apartment with the police on the phone. But thankfully, we were able to get that canceled pretty quick. But the police did get my information, and they were informed how my wife has been physically harassing me, and my friend was genuinely concerned about my well-being. Maybe the police put it on some record. I hope they do. I hid all of the knives in the house, and I was gaming till about 5 a.m. last night, as I was worried of getting stabbed in my sleep. That's when my wife came out and got upset that I was awake at this time gaming. I told her to politely go frick off. She didn't take well to it, but when she told me to go to sleep because it's not okay to game this late, I responded with, "What are you gonna do? Hit me again?" She got nervous and asked me to please turn my headset off. I told her to piss off and that if she wasn't taking her trip on Sunday, she informed me that she feels that she shouldn't leave at this moment. Then either her or I needed to go to a hotel. She said that I can go. So right now, I still don't have a divorce lawyer. I don't know how I'm going to pay for one. But thankfully, there's no going back from here. I'm currently at my work for the next 11 hours, rocking 30 minutes of sleep, but I feel a lot calmer here than there. My parents have also been extremely supportive since I informed them of this situation. And my small friend group knows what's going on and they seem to genuinely care, considering that they were outside of my house at 1 a.m. because I didn't text them. I think the only positive thing so far is that it feels kind of nice to know that some other people know what's going on. Update 3. Happy Easter, everyone. I left the house yesterday, turned off my location, and I'm staying in a hotel with my parents' card so that my wife can't track me. I was up all night yesterday again as I haven't been able to sleep. I only had the 30 minutes of sleep from yesterday, but thankfully after gaming all night with my friends, I fell asleep and woke up at around 6 p.m. Now I'm just in my hotel room organizing documents and papers that I have. I grabbed all of the documents that I could, shoved them in a bag, and left. I'm also trying to catch up on the homework that I've missed, and I'm trying to find any motivation to study, because this next week is finals week. What great timing. I am staying till tomorrow, but I am probably going to extend till at least Tuesday, because I still haven't been able to get in contact with a divorce lawyer to represent me as they have all been off of work for the holiday weekend. I'm like the only car in the parking lot, because most people are with their families on Easter. So I parked it behind the building. This is because my hotel is walking distance close to my house, because my tire got popped on Friday. So I'm on a spare and can't go onto the highway. Thankfully, she doesn't know anything about cars, so she thinks I'm like 3 cities away. I would like anybody's opinion, as I haven't yet registered for next semester. Would it be better to take the semester to help distract me, and so that I can take out student loans, since I have no way in hell of knowing how I'm going to pay for everything? Or is it better to take off a semester to focus on me? I've never taken a semester off, so I'm not sure how it would make me feel. Also, thanks again for all of your comments and help. I probably would still be in the house if it wasn't for you guys. Thank you. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Incident 1. Not only is the thing that your wife got mad about utterly unhinged, but physical abuse should be an immediate deal breaker. You should have left. Incident 2. Big shocker. She physically attacked you again, and then blamed you for it. Full Darvo. You should have left. Honestly, I have no interest in reading past that point. Your wife is an aggressor. She is harassing you. There is no universe in the world where that is okay. It's a criminal offense. Literally nothing about your wife's behavior indicates that she is open to or willing to change. If you have kids with her, she will abuse your kids too. This is not what healthy relationships look like. This is what toxic dysfunction looks like. It will entirely ruin your life if you stay in this relationship. If you stay, you're just choosing misery. You only get one life to live. If you want to be miserable and in physical danger your entire life, that's your choice. Comment 2. I agree with the other comment. I understand you care about your wife, but it's not your job or responsibility to fix her if she's not trying to help herself. It's hard to tell, but it seems like she doesn't even see her behavior as a problem. If it's not a problem, there's nothing to fix. Just because you're bigger than her does not make the abuse okay. A common trap men fall into when they're in hurtful relationships. You seem completely burnt out, very understandable. If your wife is not willing to actively work on her mental health independently, then there's a 0% chance of salvaging this relationship. At the very least, you need to separate, and she needs to show you that she's learning how to deal with conflict without resorting to violence. Mental health is an explanation for her behavior, but never an excuse, and you deserve to be treated with respect in your relationship. Now, for the update. Thank you for sticking with me through this. So, the woman I thought I knew, the one I married, she's gone. Or maybe she never existed. It's been, interesting these past 3 months, and I've been caught in the eye of the storm, trying to make sense of it all. It started with the counseling sessions, which, by the way, were a complete sham. She played the part of the remorseful wife to a T, tears and all. But behind closed doors, it was like living with a ticking time bomb. I should have seen it coming, the big blow-up. It was a Thursday, I remember, because I had just aced a midterm and was feeling pretty good. That's when she dropped the bombshell. She was pregnant. My world stopped, but something didn't sit right. I remembered the negative pregnancy tests I had found before. So I pushed for a doctor's visit, and lo and behold, it was a lie. A desperate attempt to keep me tethered to her. I was furious, felt betrayed beyond belief. But in my anger, I made a mistake. I confronted her, accused her of lying, and in the heat of the moment, I decided to give her another chance. I thought maybe this was her rock bottom, that she'd turn around. I was wrong. The aftermath was a twisted game of cat and mouse. She became more possessive, more erratic. I was walking on eggshells, trying to keep the peace until I could figure a way out. But she was always one step ahead, like she could smell the desperation on me. Then came the second event, the one that should have been my wake-up call. She accused me of having an affair with a coworker, someone I barely spoke to. She had no evidence, just hectic accusations, and a jealousy that knew no bounds. It escalated quickly, and before I knew it, she had convinced herself and was trying to convince our friends and family of my infidelity. I was isolated, cut off from those I cared about because of her lies, and still I stayed. I thought I could fix it. Fix her. I was so focused on proving my innocence, on salvaging what was left of my reputation, that I didn't see the trap I was walking into. I should have left then, but I didn't. I stayed because I was afraid of the unknown, of starting over. I clung to the hope that she would change, that we could go back to how things were. But that was just a fantasy. Now I'm stuck in this cycle of regret and resentment. I resent her for the lies, the manipulation, the abuse, and I regret not trusting my gut, not walking away when I had the chance. I'm still here, trying to pick up the pieces of my life, while she plays the victim to anyone who'll listen. I'm trying to move forward, to make plans for a future without her. But it's hard. It's hard to admit that I made the wrong choice, that I ignored all the red flags because I was too stubborn or too scared to face the truth. I'm sharing this because maybe someone out there is in the same boat, and maybe they'll make a different choice. Maybe they'll find the strength to walk away before it's too late.